Anatoly, a kind and generous man, lived in a small village nestled in a valley between two towering mountains. He was always ready to lend a helping hand to anyone in need, no matter how small or big the problem was. One day, Anatoly woke up feeling empty and uninspired. He felt like he had nothing to give to the world, nothing that would make him feel fulfilled or happy. He spent hours sitting on his front porch, staring at the mountains, trying to find some kind of inspiration. As he sat there, he remembered a wise saying that his grandfather had once told him. No matter how empty you think you are not empty. If you look deep enough, you will discover you always have something to give. These words struck a chord within Anatoly, and he decided to take a walk around the village to see if he could find something to inspire him. As he walked through the village, he saw many people going about their daily lives. Some were happy, some were sad, and some were just going through the motions. Anatoly noticed that those who were happiest and most fulfilled were the ones who were giving back to the community in some way. This observation made Anatoly realize that if he wanted to be inspired, he needed to inspire others. If he wanted to be helped, he needed to help others. If he wanted to be happy, he had to make others happy. And if he wanted to be loved, he had to give love. So Anatoly decided to start small. He began by doing simple acts of kindness for his neighbors. He would help them with their chores, bring them meals, or just spend time with them, listening to their stories. As he did these things, he noticed something amazing happening. The more he gave to others, the more he felt fulfilled and inspired. He realized that whatever you give to life ends up coming back to you, not the same way you gave it, but much more than what you gave. As he continued to give to others, Anatoly began to see changes in his life. He started to feel more confident, more alive, and more fulfilled. He realized that he had been living his life in a way that was focused solely on himself, and that by giving to others, he was actually giving to himself. But Anatoly didn't stop there. He wanted to become great, so he decided to live like one. He started to think and act like whatever he wanted to become. He became a reflection of what he wanted to see in others and what he wanted to experience in life. As he did this, he began to attract more and more positivity into his life. People started to notice him and seek him out for his wisdom and guidance. He became known throughout the village as a wise and respected person, someone who always had a kind word or a helping hand to offer. And as he gave more, he received more. He received more love, more happiness, more fulfillment, and more inspiration than he ever thought possible. In the end, Anatoly realized that if you want something, you have to give it. You only have what you give, and you only become what you live. And so, he lived his life with this philosophy at the forefront of his mind, constantly striving to give more to the world than he took from it. As Anatoly continued to live his life with this philosophy, he began to realize that there was something else that was holding him back from truly living his best life: his focus on material wealth. Anatoly had grown up in a family that placed a lot of emphasis on material wealth. His parents had always encouraged him to focus on his career and to make as much money as possible. But as Anatoly looked back on his life, he realized that his pursuit of material wealth had been a mistake. He had spent so much time and energy chasing after money and possessions that he had neglected the things that truly mattered in life. Anatoly decided to make a change. He started to focus less on his career and more on his relationships with others. He spent more time with his family and friends, and he began to volunteer at a local charity. As he did these things, he began to feel more fulfilled and content than he ever had before. He realized that there was more to life than money and possessions, and that true happiness came from giving to others and building meaningful connections with those around him. Anatoly continued to live his life with this philosophy at the forefront of his mind, and he inspired many others to do the same. He became known throughout the village as a beacon of kindness and generosity, and his legacy continued to inspire others long after he was gone. As time passed, the village continued to thrive, and Anatoly's legacy continued to inspire others. His philosophy of giving back to the community and focusing on the things that truly mattered had become deeply ingrained in the village's culture. Years turned into decades, and decades turned into centuries. But despite the passage of time, Anatoly's legacy lived on. His story was passed down from generation to generation, and his philosophy continued to shape the way that people lived their lives. And so, even though Anatoly was no longer alive, his impact on the world was still being felt. He had left a legacy of kindness, generosity, and inspiration that had stood the test of time. And as the people of the village looked back on Anatoly's life, they realized that he had been right all along. If you want to be happy, fulfilled, and successful in life, you have to give more than you take. You have to focus on the things that truly matter, and you have to live your life with purpose and intention. And so, the people of the village continued to live their lives with Anatoly's philosophy at the forefront of their minds. They continued to give back to the community, to be kind and compassionate to others, and to focus on the things that truly mattered. And in doing so, they knew that they were carrying on Anatoly's legacy, and that his impact on the world would never be forgotten. The moral of the story is that true fulfillment and happiness in life come from giving back to others. By focusing on the needs of others and doing what we can to help, we not only make a positive impact on the world, but we also enrich our lives in ways that material wealth cannot. Living a life of purpose, kindness, and generosity can have a profound impact on those around us and leave a lasting legacy that will continue to inspire future generations. The end. Thank you for watching. Consider subscribing for more videos like this from this channel. We love you.